Hello Zaniacs, welcome back to Zaniac TV. I'm your host Zane, and today we're going to do week 14 routes, which is Fortified, Spiteful, Grievous, and Prideful. If anyone has any questions, I do stream live on Twitch 4 days a week. I also offer Mythic Plus analytics and coaching through Patreon. Okay, so who's excited that last week is over?
Ooh, me! No more tyrannical, no more tornadoes, no more super bolster trash, yeah!
That's right, last week is over. This week is Fortified, which means it is not tyrannical. So what do we got to deal with this week? Well, first, Fortified. Fortified means the trash is a lot harder than the bosses. Bosses are going to go down much faster than last week, but tanks, be careful, because trash is going to hit harder than last week. However, if you got anything bolstered, well, it's going to be equivalent to 1 bolster. If you manage to get 2 bolster, then, you'll definitely be fine this week, because Fortified is equivalent to 1 bolster. If you are running a 4 or higher, every time you kill a non-boss enemy, also known as trash, they are going to spawn a ghost called a Spiteful. Spiteful will fixate on a DPS or a healer and hit very hard, 2 to 3 times normal melee.
Alright, time to show those Spitefuls who's boss.
No, not a good idea.
Aww, but why?
Spiteful's health deteriorates 8% per second, and you're going to be wasting time stopping DPSing them when you could get risk of getting hit by these Spitefuls. In most cases, the best strategy is to CC them and move forward. Move to the next pack. I'm not saying don't backpedal. I'm saying move forward to the next pack. Don't run away, run forward. You could use all forms of crowd control on them. Stun them, root them, slow them. Move forward to the next pack. They will deteriorate 8% per second. So in 12.5 seconds, they won't exist anymore. Some things to note about Spiteful is they will keep you in combat. So certain dungeons will not allow you to progress forward. For example, in Mist of Trina Scithe and in Spires of Ascension, you will not be able to move forward due to the fact that you're still in combat. The mists don't open up and you can't hop around platforms. However, on dungeons here, like in Halls of Atonement, all you have to do is just CC them and move forward. Ring a piece, stun, slow, just go to the next pack. 12 seconds later, it's going to die. If you're running a 7 or higher, you will be dealing with Grievous. Grievous is a damage over time that is put on you based on the amount of active health you have. The less health you have, the more stacks you'll get. In order to avoid Grievous, have your health at 90% or higher. Another way to remove stacks of Grievous is with single target healing spells. This includes things like Expel Harm or Healing Elixirs for monks. However, dependent on your class, you will be able to remove them or not. So if you have a single target healing spell, even if you are like a Ret Paladin or a Windwalker monk or a Shadow Priest, if you do a single target heal, it will remove stacks. Grievous can get out of control quickly, especially with Spiteful. If the Spitefuls go up and melee you, not only are you receiving 2 to 3 times melee, but you're going to add stacks of unnecessary Grievous. So how does all this affect Prideful? Well, when you kill a trash enemy getting that 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%, that trash pack will spawn a Spiteful. So now you have a Spiteful while Prideful is up. And you are able to receive Grievous stacks from the Prideful. Here you're going to want to CC or even kill the Spitefuls before they get to you. And do your best to keep yourself topped off from the Grievous stacks. Alright, let's start with the other side. Now that bolstering is over, I'm going to go ahead and pull both of these together. Just careful of the Spitefuls. This pack is going to be more difficult. I think it's one of the harder pulls in the dungeon. Just careful of the Spitefuls here, and of course Grievous. Then we're going to go along this way. Get Prideful here. Come back this way. You don't want to get hit with the Spitefuls and the Ghosts here, so make sure that you do lots of kiting from that. Stay away from them. You'll get a Prideful here for Hakar. And then, of course, just come down this way. Pull these two together. I wouldn't really pull it with this, because that's a lot of magic damage between the 4 of them. Just be careful of Spitefuls along with the Frogger part. Now, when you come over to Ardenweald, be careful not to pull extra when you're going either forward or backwards from the Spitefuls, and make sure you grab each of the packs as designated here. I do pull them in this quantity, right? I do pull these two together. I pull these two together, this separately, which will bring a Prideful out. Then these here, this one will pull with the urn. So I just go ahead and pull it ahead. And I do grab these, the dragon, pop the urn, pull these together, these together, these together. Then this, your cooldowns will be up, and then you'll have Prideful for the boss. And then hop over to, of course, Muzala. Alright, so Halls of Atonement, I do have 2 separate routes. If I have a Venthyr, this is the route I take here. Go this way. You're going to have lots of Spitefuls here, but Spitefuls is going to be really easy here because, as you saw in the video, they're very easy to crowd control them and just move on. So first go this way, come back this way, grab this pack here with the Prideful, then cut down this way, get a Prideful here. While the first boss is unlocking, grab these. If you do not have a Venthyr, do not pull this pack. That is the only difference. As you see here, we do grab the Gargoyles, which is part of percent. Just don't grab this one if you do not have a Venthyr. Let's go back to Venthyr. And then you grab the boss. Do not lust this boss. Cut across this way. Lust this boss. Spitefuls are going to be a little bit tough here because you don't have a lot of room to kite, as well as here. Then you'll be able to move forward. This is fortified, and then this dungeon is pretty set. Mist. Mist is one I'm kind of scared about. So, I wouldn't say scared. Worried. Not much room to kite here. This is fortified. This hits hard. You do need a Night Fae. Cut across this way, then do the skip here. If you have a Warlock, you can do a portal across here. If you have a Priest, you can Mind Soothe this. A Rogue can sap it or shroud it. A Monk can Ring a Peace in cap. And Demon Hunter can imprison. Spitefuls here are going to hurt. Try to get one of these down real quick. Be careful of the Spiteful. Now, the problem here is actually the maze, because you cannot continue the maze until the Spiteful enemies are dead. So you have to do the trash, then you have to kill the Spiteful. Here you do have to fight the Spiteful. If you're melee, don't let yourself get targeted. If you are targeted, run away, don't get hit. And of course here, as usual, 57%. You can shroud past this. 63% shroud past both of these. Do 80% of the boss, then backtrack this way to 100%. You get to skip doing a Prideful. Plaguefall, it's just my usual route. Just be careful of all of the Spitefuls, because if you move forward into a padding pack, you do get into a little bit of trouble. So just to recap what I do, I go across this way, get Prideful here, knock these out in one shot, pull them, kite them back away from the Spitefuls. While you're doing that, grab one and only one of the Plague Borers. Here, they pat, and come across this way, grab this one, pick these up here, backtrack this way to grab this. You'll be at 40% for the boss. Then continue back this way, around, grab these two. And then you have the tentacles here, and Spiteful is just pretty straightforward from here. Just continue on, watch the Spitefuls down here, and that's how you Plaguefall. Sanguine Depths. So Sanguine Depths has a little bit of an adjustment from what I used to do. Go ahead, if you have a Venthyr, pull this. Careful when you're standing on the urn because of the Spitefuls. So you're going to want to try to kill them on the urn at the same time. Keep the Spitefuls away from from your melee and your range. Skirt past here, you'll have a Prideful for the boss. Backtrack, grab these. Then come back this way. Pick this up, and this up, and then use Stealth Pots, not Shroud. Shroud is not long enough. You have exactly 18 seconds to get from here to here. You do not want to pull these on Fortified. Over here, only one Spiteful enemy comes out, and that's on the main dude. You'll get your Prideful, then come around this way. You'll get Prideful for the boss. At between 69 and 72% to drop down. If you do over 72%, you will need another skip. Jump down here. If you do 75, you'll have Prideful for the boss. But the problem is that you'll have to stealth past these. You can pull these separately. You'll get a Prideful here. Careful Spiteful here. And then, of course, the Gauntlet is going to be rough with Spiteful and Grievous. You'll get your Prideful here. And then you'll have the boss. Alright, Spires of Ascension. I pull all of this at once since there's no bolstering anymore. As long as you interrupt this, Spitefuls won't be an issue. Moving right along, pull all this at once. Just make sure you kite the Spitefuls because you'll get a Prideful here. Too many fulls. Cut across this way, grab these, cut back this way. Make sure you pull this with this. I pulled these all together, but if you're a little unsure, pull this before this. And then make sure you grab this with it. And then you'll get a Prideful here. Cut across this way. Take care of these. This is a little dangerous. Some pull it together. Some don't. You could use a spear here. And generally pull both, especially if you have Treants or a Shaman's Earth Elemental. Definitely have a lot of Spitefuls here. Now the problem here is when you kill this stuff, you are not going to be able to go from platform to platform with Spitefuls up. So now you'll have to DPS them down, cut this way, and then you'll have this pack here, which is kind of deadly. If you do not use the spear here, use it here. Careful of Spitefuls. Boss will be a lot easier because it's not tyrannical. Skip these two. What I do is I pull these two over here to this spot here. You see this wall? I pull these two here. He's just going to stand there and smash, smash, smash. You're out of range. Kill these two. You have your interrupts. Ask a ranged interrupt to interrupt this and pull him over to here. Kill it separately. Stealth pot across. Not a big deal if you don't have stealth pots. This is only 2%. And then, of course, the rest of the dungeon is the same as usual. Necrotic Wake is same pathing as always. Just with Spitefuls. Don't accidentally pull any pats while trying to get away from them. Don't let them melee you. And you'll be pretty much fine. So just to go over it again, the route I go is from here. Swing around this way. Swing around this way. Do the boss. Don't pull this pat yet. Do the boss. Hop up here. Grab these. Grab these. Swing around this way. If you have a Kyrian, you're going to want to get the buff here, which will pull these. So you can pull these first, then activate it for this. And then this. Only one Spiteful spawns here. This pack needs to die evenly, or else a Prideful is going to come. And one of them's a healer. It's Fortified week. This pack is going to be hard, so be prepared. You'll have a Prideful, and that's where I use an orb to knock them out real quick. There's also a hammer here you can grab to get rid of Narsduna. Alright, then go across the bridge, grab these. Kite around this way. Do not pull this pat. Do not pull this pat. Grab these, grab these, grab these. Then you open the boss. Alright, so up here is where it gets really fun with Spitefuls because you don't have a lot of room. So you'll have to kite them around while doing the next pack and not get hit by Spitefuls. Alright, and then Theater of Pain. Shroud past this pack. Do this one. You're shrouding past this one or stealth potting. Do not pull this pack yet. This is your first pull. Alright, then Bloodlust the boss. Jump down, go up. This way. Pull all but 4 ghosts. These 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't pull these 4. Grab them, and then come back into this hallway. Kill them here. So that way your DPS don't get hit by these swirls, and nobody pulls extra ghosts. Come back along this way. You only get 1 Spiteful here and here. And here, one of each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Spitefuls. This guy spawns a Spiteful as well. These little ones do not. You will get 3 Spitefuls here. And you'll get a Prideful. Come around this way. Grab all these. All of these will spawn a Spiteful. One of these will spawn a Spiteful. And you'll be on Gore Chop. Go back to Cull. Skip all the ghosts again. Go right. And then left. I would CC one of these. Because usually somebody dies. So I CC this one. Because of the Bone Spear. Kill these 2. Then kill that one. Come this way. Get these 2 down. Now this is where it's going to get a little tough. You can kill one at a time if you do not kill any ghosts. And you'll only have to deal with 1 Spiteful at a time. If you kill all of them at the same time, then you'll have to deal with 3 Spitefuls, as well as if you accidentally pull any of the ghosts, you will have to deal with one of the mobs up with Prideful. And then you skip over to the boss. Now, when you come back this way, I don't have it pulled for confusion purposes. So everyone's like, oh, you did pull the ghost. No. When you come down, you will pull it. It's irrelevant. Doesn't really do anything. If you skip it, great. No problem. All right, come across this way. Here, here, here. You'll get your Prideful here. Lots of Spitefuls on this pull, and it's fortified. So burn that down with the Prideful. Come across this way. You'll get the boss. And then, as the Mordretha RP is going, get these last 3. These hurt in fortified. So heads up on that. Then you'll have Lust and Prideful for the last boss. My record till was 63 seconds. What are your thoughts on this week's affixes? Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.